Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Mariana and in this video I'm gonna make this intention or wish ball. Here I've hidden my wish inside this ball in a piece of paper. I think this turned out pretty lovely. And if you make one of these, I think you should keep it somewhere you can see it every day, so when you see your intention ball you will automatically remember your wish and maybe you're a bit closer to make it come true. And this is a great project for New Year's, but you can do it any time of the year. My wish was something to do with my YouTube channel. Can you guess what my wish was? You can leave your guess in the comments. And if you make your own ball, I would like to hear what yours is about. But I would be so grateful if you subscribe to my channel and like this video. But now let's start. In this project I used Das air dry clay, take about a handful of clay and divide it into 2 equal pieces. Shape them into 2 balls that are the same size. Then use the pinching technique to turn the balls into cups. Slowly press your thumb into the center of each ball and gently shape it into a cup. And I made the edges about 1 centimeter thick. Lightly tap the halves against the table to make the edges flat. These flat surfaces will be attached together. At this point it's a good time to make your wish note. Write your wish or dream on a small piece of paper and place it inside the ball. You can also write something directly inside the clay. I added the date and a small heart. Attach the 2 halves together. Scratch the surfaces that will be joined so they stick better. You can use slip if you want, but I think my clay was soft enough so I didn't need it. When the note is inside, then attach the halves together. If you don't have this kind of clay tool, a spoon or a knife works very well. I added a little extra clay on the seam to make the ball more round. If you have a flat tool like I do here, or for example a wooden spatula, you can tap the surface of the ball with it. So this helps shape the ball and make the surface smoother. You can also use a little water to smooth the surface. Let the ball dry slowly for about 3 to 4 days. At the beginning I turned the ball many times. I didn't want it to get a flat side from resting on the table. The clay is still soft at first and can sink a little. I went back and turned the ball many times while it was drying. Unfortunately, I got a few small cracks in my ball, maybe because it pressed against the table while drying. If the surface dries faster than the inside, cracks and small dents can easily happen. But it's not a problem. I filled the cracks and let it dry again. When the ball is completely dry, sand it smooth. Remember to wear a protective mask. First I used 180 grit sandpaper and then 1000 grit, and it's a good to wipe away the dust sometimes so you can see where you are sanding. If you wipe it with a damp cloth, let it dry again before sanding more. The ball turned out really nice, I think. Of course it's not perfectly round because it's handmade, but it has a lovely smooth surface. At the end, when you're ready, wipe away all the dust carefully. Next I planned to paint the ball with acrylic paints, and I looked for some inspiration on Pinterest. I wanted to make a space or galaxy style night sky, and I found a nice picture for inspiration. I dabbed the paint on with a sponge to create a soft, misty stardust effect. First I painted part of the ball and let it dry, and then I painted the rest. You can also think about the color of the ball based on your wish. For example, green is for money, growth and luck. Blue for peace, calm and protection. Purple for dreams, creativity and spirituality. Red is for love, passion and strength. Yellow for happiness, success and energy. And white for new beginnings and clarity. Then I used a light paint and a brush to flick small dots onto the surface to make stars. When the paint was dry, I added gilding flakes. First, I dabbed glue onto the surface, let it dry for a while, and then I pressed the gilding flakes on top. Later, I added a little more gold because the small dots were not strong enough in my opinion. And when the glue is dry, I used a soft paintbrush to gently brush away the extra gold. And finally, I sealed the ball with a glossy varnish. I'm super happy how this turned out. It looks mystical and galaxy-like, and I'm definitely going to make a new one at the end of the year for the next year. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like it, and I'm very happy if you subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video. Bye!